Greetings, family, and welcome to another Ask Dr. Mumbi. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? This is a show basically where we answer some of the questions, requests, and comments, or we do a show around some of the major requests that we're getting that are in alignment with what Spirit is telling us, or that just have a lot of demand. You can always email us, Dr. Mumbi at drmumbishow.com, with your suggestions, with your questions. Keep it brief, beloved family, and we will definitely get in touch with you. Not get in touch with you. We'll definitely do a show around it. Of course, special shout out to our Patreon family. Thank you so much for supporting us on that platform. Thanks to everyone who also likes, who shares, who has subscribed to the channel. Make sure you're subscribed, family, and anyone who sends us, energetic donations, money donations. We appreciate, love you so much, and may all that you have shared with us be magnified in your life, magnified in your love and in your life, family. It's funny because I was hanging out with a couple of friends of mine the other day, and we were talking about, birthdays, and how a lot of us, because, we're chosen ones, we're part of these special children, we had some pretty traumatic childhoods, and some of us never got those birthday parties that we were, that we always saw our friends having, or we weren't allowed to attend a lot of birthday parties. We were always, our home was basically a prison. And it's funny because I've always had a very complicated relationship with birthdays and celebrating birthdays. And first of all, family, if you've been following my personal story, I actually celebrated my birthday on the wrong day for the first 18 years of my life. My mother told me it was a day before my actual birth, which I still haven't made sense of it yet, family. But it was only when I was actually, I'm just gonna let that. It was actually when I was going for when I started applying for university, and that I actually for the first time looked at my birth certificate and realized that my first name was not even my first name. My whole name on my birth certificate was totally different, apart from Mumbi, was totally different from my name at that time, family. It blew my mind. And especially because I'd gotten very deep into numerology. That's one of my skills, family, and looking at the power of names. And I have if I was to put all my names together, I have 7 names, family. And I've noticed the different combinations of that name, of the names I've used over my life, have had a very massive impact. For the whole time I was in Switzerland, I literally had a Swiss name. And so I was literally living like a Swiss German woman in Switzerland. Stories for other days, family. Definitely, I highly recommend, if you're on a deep dive of who you really are, look at your birth name, look at the name you use right now, look at the power or the lack of power that your marital name has given you. There's a lot of numerology websites that are there that you can, that you can do that. You can also reach out to me and I can give you some direction on that, family. But I've always had this. I didn't even mean to talk about numerology, but I know that's for somebody. So recognizing, and family, it was that that single change of date, the fact that I celebrated my birthday the day before. And I don't know, maybe in some weird twist of fate, my mother was trying to protect me. Maybe that was not my birth mother, and no one knows that I was actually born on what day. Who knows, family? Because definitely check out my video where I did the story of how, a lot of our healing and revelation comes spiritually, and how I went to the hospital where I was born and I found that I was not even recorded there. But those are stories for other days. I really don't mean to digress on this. But birthdays are a very emotive thing. But I found, family, the day I was really born on made me a master, gave me a master 22, master 11 number. A master 11 is like a master intuitive, a master medium, a master psychic. So psychic. Number 22 is a master builder. And so just by the switch of one day, family, I went from being this individually driven kind of personality or energy to being a master builder, a master medium. And it really did affect me. Maybe I'll do a whole different show on that sometime. And I share that bit just to let you know, please go deeper into the day, the hour, the minute, the names that you were born with. Go deeper into that if you're looking to discover yourself and to go deeper into who you are and why you're here. A lot of your secrets are in that. And a lot of that information will make you free. That's the knowledge that you need about yourself, family. But we're here to talk about birth dates. And actually, I got a comment, which I took a picture of so I could share with you because I loved it. And you see, they don't even give me names anymore, but Zulu88, he said, please make a video about the intention around birthdays and why the Matrix keeps emphasizing or leading people to proclaim their birthday celebration, which is connected to the birthday song. I keep receiving a universal download, which states that the birthday song binds people to the Babylon timeline, both through aging and FOMO, fear of missing out, and the national anthem ties you to the borders, etc., etc. I think what he says is very, very deep. Because if we look to our ancient ancestors, like my great-grandmother family, she passed on at like 120 or 130. And the reason she did is because she had a problem with her tooth. And so for the first time in her life, family, she went to the freaking dentist to remove that tooth. You know how now her grandchildren were like, oh, let's take you to the doctor, let's take you to the, thinking actually, not even hating on them, but really believing they were doing something good for her. But that accelerated her demise, and within a short period, she was gone. But we didn't know, a lot of our grandmothers and great-grandmothers, they didn't even know the exact day they were born. They thought it was a bad omen. So it was just, you were born in the season of this. So there had been this great famine that came to the lands of the Agekoyo. So a lot of the people who were born were in that generation. And then we had a very intricate naming system, which meant that you were born as a part of a generation. There wasn't this individualism of you're born at this day, this time, or this hour. I'm talking about the Agekoyo nation, the Bantu people. Maybe it's different for you. Definitely share your experience. But what I feel, family, is as I went deeper into looking at the Masonic Brotherhood and all these satanic secret societies that run the world, and they run the world on the life force, on the essence of the blood of the people, I started to recognize that a lot of the rituals they make us partake in, the things they've made popular, are actually rituals against ourselves. I remember one of the highest priests that I ever studied with, he was like, stop celebrating your birthday, Mumbi. Instead, pick a day, pick an age. Pick an age where you want to, pick an age where you want to be, where you feel you are the most vibrant, you are the most beautiful, you are the most free. And whenever someone asks your age, that's your age. And in case you're curious, I picked 28. And so anytime I'm asked, I'm like, I'm 28. And it's funny because I've met, when I meet friends of similar vibration, they have an age as well. Stories for other days. And so definitely you have to realize that time is an illusion, family. It really, really is one of the fundamental pillars of this reality. If you remove time, the matrix collapses. And they used time so they could stretch everything. And they could mess us up as creators because there would be this lag, there would be this delay in when we create something with our imagination, with our mind, with our hearts, with our soul, and for it to actually walk in our lives. And what has happened is because they've created time and continued to stretch time, it started to take longer and longer and longer between people's imagination and reality. And in a way, it's been a blessing in disguise, because we've been able to, it's also delayed us from experiencing our negativity. And I think that's one of the things I've learned now, family, is like, now that we're vibing higher again and we're in a more sophisticated mindset, we have to maintain that sophisticated mindset, because the minute you dip, you immediately attract people, circumstances, and kind of narratives that are on that lower vibration. So you can only stay up, because you don't want to get dirty with that 3D mentality. And they say, there's a lot of ritual behind the birthday cake. And a lot of covens can use the birthday cake, family, to either pass on, like, just say you're going to the birthday of someone who is ill, someone who is unwell. They can place, this may be too deep for some, they can place the sickness. Let's say you go to the birthday celebration of an 80-year-old mother who suffers from arthritis, who has high blood pressure, who's had, heart surgery and this and that. They can place all those illnesses intentionally into the cake and pass that baggage on to others who will eat that cake. And they will have ingested the bad things that the bad karma, we can call it, or the bad things that she was trying to release. She will have passed it on to them. And so there's some very deep rituals. I know a lot of people who do birthdays aren't even on these levels. But if you're moving and interweaving with the elite family, these are some of the things that are going on. Or if you're a chosen one who has been targeted for a long time, celebrate these things at your demise. Sometimes you can, when they say blow the candle and make a wish, sometimes you can even put that wish into the cake, family, and it is magnetized from those who are there to celebrate, who have that gift. It's a ritual, it's a potion. and these are just very basic witchery, sorcery levels, family. But we move so blindly, and sometimes our innocence keeps us safe, but for most of the times, especially with how muddy people are in their thinking and in their behavior and their actions, you're getting yourself caught up. Your innocence isn't protecting you anymore. You know the way they'd say, well, I don't believe in demons, so they don't exist for me. Okay, if you're pure and you're innocent and you're maintaining a certain vibration, they won't be in your reality. But if you're dabbling in negativity, in harm, either through harmful thoughts, through harmful interactions, gossip, slander, then that opens you up to the experience of demons. And because you don't believe in them, they have more access to you. Stories for other days. I remember, family, when I became a high priestess, there were only 3 so-called rules that I was given about my interaction with this world. One of them was like, I would no longer be able to attend funerals, even of the nearest and dearest. And at first that shocked me, but then I realized that as the Agekoyo nation, when we were women, when we were in our right minds, women never attended funerals. And I remember speaking to an elder when I was at my shrine in Mount Zion, who told me what a curse it was for someone like me now, as Mumbi, to attend the funeral of the Mumbi I was named after, and then to throw soil, because now we've adopted these anyway, it's so complicated. Are they Western? Are they Pharaonic rituals? And then to throw soil, it's like I'm throwing soil on my own death, because that is me, if I look at my naming system. And so a lot of these things that we've adopted from Babylon are actually part of their death culture that we keep going by default, just because we want to be cool, or everyone has birthday parties and all that stuff. So The three things I was told when I became a high priestess is I can't go to funerals, I can go to very few weddings, but 3D weddings, absolutely not, because they're massive rituals. A lot of disease, a lot of crazy things are passed on at low vibrational weddings, family. And usually there's covens or high priestesses in those families that are orchestrating something in those weddings to benefit them and their secret covens that maybe the bride and groom may not even know about. Like recently, I saw a cousin of mine, you know, because as the Agikoyo nation, our traditional colors are browns and everything, close to Mama Earth, we're children of the earth and stuff like that. We honor the ancestors in the wind family so much. So she was having a wedding, and I noticed that she wore red. And I remember when I went to see the high priest of the Agikoyo nation, one of the Modomowos, and I had a red scarf on. It was such a big deal because the red scarf represented like witchcraft and wizardry, and the arogis, who are like the sorcerers, the ones who want to take your power, who use so-called dark magic and etc. But she wore that at her wedding, and the outfit was stunning. And she's also the firstborn daughter. So I sat back and I was like, what ritual were they carrying on here? She probably had no idea. But for them to even allow her to wear red means that something was being passed on. Anyway, I don't want to get too into that. But know why. I think the reason I'm even sharing this and all the little nuggets, family. I know I'm a bit all over the place today with this, but all the different nuggets that I've given you, take heed of them. Know why you're practicing traditions. Know why you're celebrating certain things. And consult spirit as much as possible before you attend these so-called events, family. It is absolutely critical. I guess that's, if you just get that, just meditate on your own. You all have a spiritual team. You all have guardians walking with you, especially anyone who is connected to this channel. You guys are on a trajectory of awakening. Wake Up Africa is our motto. That's who we are attracting. Consult your spirit. Consult your inner man, inner woman about whether or not you should attend certain events, certain celebrations, and go there with intention. There are, and you know, to be honest, family, since then I have attended one or two. Well, I haven't attended any funerals, and I don't go to hospitals. There's so many things. If you want to know the things I don't do as a high priestess, leave it in the comments below, and I'll definitely consider doing a show on that. But I have gone to certain events where I did feel that certain covens were trying to harvest the energy. But at such events, you're either instructed by your spiritual team not to eat, to carry your own food or water, or if you do eat, to speak a certain, words over the food, and that will impact all the food that everyone is eating. But that's going too far, family. If you have any questions, definitely consider reaching out to us, Dr Mumbi at drmumbishow.com. Thanks to every single person that has connected with us and supported us on Patreon and on PayPal. Family, definitely consider supporting us so that we can continue to do this work. Otherwise, spirit will draw us elsewhere. And for now, we love sharing this information because it has totally and completely transformed my life into a heaven on earth. From 7D reality, family. Sending you so much love. Tuko pamoja.